All right, all right. All right, so we got White Pony and Conservative Texan, and we got a special guest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Rod?
You know how it is. Another day, another dime, man. That's all. Another day, another dime or two or three, you know.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
So Rod is up there, like right up there with Ted Cruz, where he's a constitutional scholar.
Oh, man.
Don't be telling everybody my secret, man. I try to like fly under the radar on people. Now you put me on Front Street, man. Come on now. I'm supposed to be like that secret weapon you carry, like the nuclear codes in a briefcase, and then when you leave, you just drop the briefcase down and let it do its thing. You know, I'm just saying. I'm that right there.
Oh, man. Well, what's up, Rod, man? Tell us a little bit about you, man.
A little bit about me. I'll keep it short and sweet, man. I'm a retired Foreign Service officer of 23 and a half years. Well, it was nothing in some cases. I've always been a constitutionalist. Obviously, I took the oath at a very young age. Actually, 12 days after my 18th birthday, I took the oath to defend the Constitution. And, you know, that's one of those things when you swear to defend something, you should know what you're defending. And you should know it almost literally inside and out. So that's where my passion for that comes from. I am very much involved politically. I'm actually the chairman of the Utah Black Republican Assembly and also a sitting member of the National Black Republican Caucus. And I'm also part of the state GOP here, with amongst all that good stuff. So, I mean, really politically, that's all about me, besides sitting on top of my mountain here in Utah.
Nothing wrong with being on top of a mountain, that's for sure.
Yeah, until it gets very cold when you see single digits for like 3 months at a time. But it's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
Well, hey, Rob, I do got some questions that maybe you can help clarify on the Constitution, being the scholar that you are. There's one particular guy on Facebook that seems to think he knows a lot. And one of the phrases that he used recently is that this was an illegal impeachment. My understanding on the impeachment process is that it's not a legality thing, it's a constitutional political thing.
That would be exactly correct.
So even if they impeached Trump for farting wrong, and they felt that was a high crime misdemeanor, and he lost in the Senate, he couldn't take it to the Supreme Court.
You can't take any impeachment to the Supreme Court.
So there would be no legality. There's no law.
Zero. This is strictly a political process.
Okay.
Strictly political.
Yeah. So they can just make up the charges how they see fit. There doesn't have to be any evidence. It's not like like showing up on Judge Judy where there's some law behind it.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. And everybody takes this one particular guy, everything that he says, and he's calling it an illegal impeachment, but there's nothing illegal about a political process.
No, I mean, really, the high crimes and misdemeanors part is very vague, right? I mean, anything can be a high crime or a misdemeanor if you know, I mean, I explain this so much, you know, all the time. It's like it can be whatever they deem it is. It is. I mean, most impeachments do go by criminal law when they do bring these things forward, so they have some sort of backbone of validity to them. But you know, it's like anything. I mean, like you say, he poots wrong. It's over, and it blows the wrong direction. Someone sniffs it. Oh, he pooted the wrong way. Impeach 45. I'm just saying.
I think that's where a lot of even conservatives don't quite understand is that it's not a matter of having actual evidence, and that's why they can rush the process through like they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's because there is zero legality to any of this.
Nope.
I mean, it's not. They are abusing their power because of what, in my opinion, what they've never. I mean, this isn't what it was designed for.
Right.
It wasn't designed to be a witch hunt. It was designed to keep a president in check and make sure that he doesn't do any crimes.
Right.
And not be held accountable. And
exactly. And I always explain it, when I explain this to folks, I get them to understand the expulsion clause in the Constitution also, right? Because it's the same thing, right? You first you censor a member of Congress, whether it be a senator or a congressman or woman. And then at that point in time, if they continue, the next step would be to invoke the expulsion clause, which would be like the trial would be in the Senate for impeachment. Same process, right? It's all a political process. It doesn't have to be a crime behind it, etc. That's why you see now these House Democrats like, we're going to bring up the expulsion clause for these Republicans that advocated for this insurrection by lying about the election. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
That's the 14th Amendment, right?
No, the expulsion clause is Article 1, Section 3, Clause 4. Clause 4, yeah.
Okay. And then what's the difference between, because what I have seen is that, I think I saw one of the Supreme Court justices and Dan Crenshaw, I believe, saying that he should be impeached, but he should be censored.
Well, impeachment is the censor.
Yep.
Right? Because a censure, if we go back to English common law, means to discipline or harshly criticize. That's what an impeachment is.
So why are they trying to separate the two? Just for political purposes?
Political purposes, people trying to change the language, and when people, and I advise this to everyone that starts reading the Constitution and really want to understand the Constitution. Mm-hmm. Read when you see certain words that come up. Look at Johnson's dictionary, right? Because that period in time where they wrote it, Johnson's dictionary, 1787, will tell you the meanings of the words they were saying. And when you look at Johnson's dictionary, it talks about impeachment, and it talks about impeachment in the view of the crown, right? Would be to harshly criticize someone for an action. But see what they've done? They've changed the language, right? They changed the language of words. So now they can sit here and try to separate words and get things to mean completely differently, when no, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I think that's what throws a lot of people off, when they do that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's obviously done on purpose. I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, to get their way, no doubt.
To cause confusion. And I think that's where, someone like Dan Crenshaw, I think is what he's trying to do is obviously, because he condemned the president for inciting insurrection, but then he follows it back up by double talking, saying he doesn't think he should be impeached, but he should be censored.
Oh, I got to correct something. I falsely quoted the expulsion clause where it was. It's Article 1, Section 5, Clause 2. My fault.
All right. We'll make sure that's duly noted.
Well, he's got it broken down, man.
That you were wrong for a change or misquoted.
Hey, don't tell nobody.
I'm human, man.
You are? I thought it was man of justice.
Oh, my bad.
So for those of you that are on TikTok,
I'll leave now.
Are you the same on Clapper?
Yes.
Man of justice?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're on Clapper or TikTok, he is man of justice on TikTok. Formerly
007. 007. We're going to get the 007 at the end.
So man of justice 007 used to be Utah Row Squad.
Yep.
Which we missed.
007
So
on
what?
TikTok. Clapper?
Yeah.
Okay.
All both of them.
All both of them. I'll be giving you a follow tonight, my man.
All right.
Now, what's your take on this whole insurrection?
Oh, which part of it do you want? Do you want the political side of it, or do you want the domestic side of it? Because we can go all day. We can split this in two. I've been splitting hairs on this like for the last week, literally.
Let's go with the political side first.
Okay, yeah, we can go there.
The political side of it, it's kabuki theater. I mean, literally, it's how do you misconstrue someone's words? First of all, before we even get into the details, how do you misconstrue someone's words? Wait, let me take that back. They did that with Ukraine Gate. Okay, let me go back. Let's go back, right? Nothing in there he said anything in there to incite any type of riot, anything. He said, we're going to go over there peacefully. Now, if we're going to walk over somewhere peacefully and have our voices heard as violent, well, I guess I have to kind of call out folks on our side first a second on this one, right? Because we said all summer that the BLM and the Antifa, they were domestic terrorists and they were doing this and the third, and they was mums the word, right? They was like, okay, whatever, we're not going to defend it. Look at what they just did. So they just said they took our language and used it against us. Yeah. So we have to see, the thing is, we always have to be careful about what we say. Because anytime the left gets quiet, when you're calling them out on something, they'll sit back and be like, but then they turn it around when something happens, they turn around, see, they're domestic terrorists, see, y'all set the precedent. And it's like, yeah, we got to watch what we say sometimes. Sometimes we just got to be like, that's screwed up, we roll out. So now what they've done, they have the Democrats, and I wouldn't even say Democrats. I have to break out of that living and go ideological on this, right? I mean, we're looking at the progressives and the pure leftists, right, that did these things over the summer are calling out exactly what they did on the other side, right?
Right.
And they, again, taking it to a whole nother level. Like, it's beyond... It's at this point for me, it's beyond repair. I mean, one of our House reps, John Curtis, here in Utah, he had a sign put on his door saying "wanted for treason" on his door in the halls of Congress today, and it's like, really, have we gotten this far? And what these people don't understand is the fact that language they put out there, the Republicans are treasonous and all this, we're challenging an election, right? This same type of rhetoric boiled over and got Scott Scalise and 3 other people shot at a baseball field. Mm-hmm. This is where this escalates to. And these people, their memories are about short as an ant, right? But they don't see this because the Republicans are the enemies against our communism.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, they're enemies against, yeah, they're all that, they're insurrectionists and everything. It's like, yeah, what do you think is going to happen when you come here with communist rhetoric? But anyway, I'm going to get off that. I've been talking too long. This is y'all's show.
You're good.
This is y'all's show.
No, we appreciate it. So I did reach out to a couple of semi-decent Democrats this week, trying to understand, because it's always, I've listened to the speech, I've read the speech word for word, taken everything out, and just trying to see. I was honestly trying to get a good viewpoint of where they come from, of where they're coming up with this rhetoric. Most of it I can tell that it's clearly spoon-fed, that they can't truly believe what they're actually saying. But the feedback I got was interpretation. Which to me, okay, so there was a couple 100,000 people there?
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
I didn't hear I never heard the estimate of it.
You never will. It'll probably be 1 million by the end of the day.
So if we go back 200,000, let's just say, and I think that's a low number personally. How many breached the Capitol? 100?
It was about 100, 200. We'll say that.
200. So 1%, right?
Oh, 1%, yep.
Okay. So if we go based on the definition of interpretation, so does that mean only 1% interpreted it?
Well,
And
Right.
99.9% that went peacefully as he instructed did not interpret correctly. I mean, usually if something's up for interpretation, you got to have the majority, in my opinion, at least, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To go down the road of interpretation. You can't just sit there and say, well, only 1% of people got it, which means that the interpretation wasn't there.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
how many of that 1% was actually patriots? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, there's
That's the question.
we can go down that road too, of course.
Oh, that's the domestic side. Yeah, we can run down that road all day long.
And so I think, for me, I honestly didn't have too much of an issue in general.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I didn't have any issues with them storming the Capitol.
Okay.
None from any side, whether it be BLM, Antifa, or us. I didn't have any issues with it. One of the reasons why is because we took our grievances to where it needed to be taken.
Right.
We didn't go and destroy innocent lives by burning down businesses and whatnot.
Right.
So we took our grievances where it needed to be taken to. Two, it is our building that we should have access to.
Right.
And if we're not looking at their reaction, mind you, this same Congress was silent when BLM was taking over Seattle and Portland and setting up autonomous zones.
Right.
When Kenosha was, but the second it hit home front, now look at the reaction that they get.
Oh, absolutely. Did you expect anything less?
No.
No, but I mean, I guess it goes back to that quote. I think it was Thomas Jefferson that says, "If you fear the government, you have no freedoms. The government fears you, you have liberty."
That's right.
And as much as I hate to say it, they fear the left way more than they fear us.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And if the rumors are true about, SCOTUS not wanting to take up any cases because they were afraid of riots, if those rumors are legit and true, who's winning? Law and order?
No, Stalinist. Stalinists are winning. What are you talking about?
And that's why, for me, I don't have an issue with it. They didn't do much damage at all.
No.
No.
Not like they could have. I mean, with a crowd of 200,000 people there.
Well, see, here's the thing, right, Texan? There was already people at the Capitol before his speech even ended outside congregated, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but someone sent this to me earlier today. Let me see if I can find it.
Are you talking about? You're not talking about the audio where they're inside the building, somebody standing out the window telling them what to take and what to break.
Yeah, I got the whole video where these guys, they were staging inside of an atrium room inside of the Capitol before anybody even got in.
Yeah.
And they walk out, right? They walk out, and then this lady's talking to him through a bullhorn. It's like there's already a broken out window. They can just drop right down into wherever. Like, I'm sitting here watching this video. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Wow.
Like, seriously?
Yeah, I seen it about an hour ago,
The
and it
guy
just tripped
that
me
stole
out.
Nancy's laptop.
What was that?
The guy that stole Nancy's laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard?
Well, I've heard a lot of things about it, about the laptop, and it wasn't just hers that was taken.
Did you hear what happened to him?
I didn't hear what happened to the guy. No.
Can you guess?
Well, here's my suspicion, and part of it is the I wouldn't say necessarily cover up, but I'll say this: when you look through some of the pictures and some of the videos, especially the one video where the guy was filming and people were coming down the stairs and they're like, "Oh, look, it's Antifa," and the guy says, "No, not Antifa, and they just kept rolling out.
Yeah.
That was military intelligence. What were they doing in the midst of all of that? I'm just going to leave that with you.
Yeah.
What were they doing?
Well, the guy that stole the laptop, Nancy Pelosi, has magically committed suicide.
Imagine that.
And the only gun that they found was an SKS, and it was shot to the heart.
So how did he do that?
Exactly.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's next, you know?
He joined the line of Epstein, I guess.
I got my conspiracies on all that, but
I have to do my best Oprah impression. I mean, that's just where that's like.
So yeah, I mean, this thing. I mean, I'm sure you guys both saw that the FBI ruled that it wasn't Trump's fault legally.
Yeah.
That it wasn't his speech that that incited all this. Like,
But see, here's what's interesting, and I don't know if y'all heard the John Sullivan guy.
Okay.
Well, sadly enough, I had the pleasure of meeting him on multiple occasions because he literally lives literally down the street from me, literally down the mountain, right? And his group, Insurgents USA. And the other theory, right? Everybody's saying, well, Antifa wasn't there, this, that, and the third. And John Sullivan, he is an Antifa guy. People keep classifying him as BLM. He's not BLM. He's Antifa. He is straight up Antifa, right? And the other part, I want to share something with you. I'm going to share something with you. I'm just going to pull this up real quick. I'm going to let everybody take a peep at this. If you want to bring that into the screen there, it's down in the bottom down there. You see it?
You'll have to share screen.
I did. But it's down at the bottom, so I don't have control to bring it up. Look familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Look what he's got on.
Yeah, the Antifa rug.
No, look at his head.
Trump, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a Trump hat.
Uh-huh.
Well, he was caught on camera bragging.
Oh, we have all the clips, dude. Trust me.
But, it's funny.
We've been roast squad on him like the last couple of days. We've been straight roast squad. For real.
The thing about it is any article you read about him, how do they characterize him?
As some sort of good guy.
Activist.
Mm-hmm.
They describe him as an activist, not an insurrectionist, not a terrorist. He is an activist.
Right. That's exactly right.
Video on this, and somebody justified it. Oh, well, he's an activist. That's why he was in there.
He's such a beautiful person.
Okay, but that's not the rhetoric we've been fed. The rhetoric is if you just broke in, you're an insurrectionist and a terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're finding out who did it, and it doesn't fit their agenda. Those who fit their agenda, it is an activist, and it's okay that they were in there. And he was questioned by the FBI and released without charges.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But he just got arrested today, just not even a couple hours ago.
He get arrested? Okay.
Oh, he got arrested. Oh yeah, the DC Capitol Police has the whole freaking dossier laid down on him.
The FBI let him go.
Yeah, they did. Actually, I think I still have a copy of that here too somewhere. I know I have it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it.
But if it was one of us, we'd be rotting in hell,
Oh, you're lying.
We already are. I mean, if you look at all the people that are arrested.
Baseless impeachment since they confirmed Trump was responsible.
So, conservative, we discussed this at the very beginning.
All right, there it is. All right, yeah, I have it right here.
Solely political, it has nothing to do with law. So they can still continue on with the impeachment. It just gets rid of the narrative a little bit more. Well, no, Jason, the impeachment was not illegal. There is no legality to it.
No, there is no legality to impeachment. The Constitution does not base anything on legality when it comes to
an impeachment process. They don't have to investigate anything if they choose not to.
Hey, can you pull that up real quick? I should. There it is, right there. That's it. That's the. Yeah, that's the whole thing from the DC, the affidavit for the charges and arrest against said kid. Let me see if I can make that so everybody can really see it in internet land. There you go.
So restricted building grounds, violent entry or disorderly conduct, and civil disorders.
Yep.
I don't see insurrection on there.
No. Should I type it in there? Should I type it in there and make it look good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, it doesn't matter what. Hey, buddy, it don't matter what you do. His nose going to get in the way.
he might get part of that bail fund that Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? They might get part of that. You know.
BLM will raise his bail money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what anybody else is there any insurrection charges so far? None,
zero. No, not a liquor one. And all the charges would be just like that one, like that I displayed.
Restricted grounds and all that stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
but he's pretty much screwed. I mean, if he's in there, I mean, Biden and Camel Toe, whatever her name is, they're not coming to his rescue. They done forgot about that dude.
No. They get tired of these people trying to be Captain Save-A-Hoes, and when it's like literally on camera, you can't be Captain Save-A-Ho now. Like, hands off, bro. Like, you shouldn't have videoed. But wait, they also say, the same people say, that didn't really happen while they're watching the video. That didn't happen. Like, how do we play this one, people?
Well, that's where I think, for the most part, all these people that obviously the justification for some people is what does it for me. I mean, there was one guy that one of the liberals that I can talk to that I had a banter back and forth about today, and I just got to the point where I can't do it anymore because they obviously double talk, right?
Oh yeah,
and everything. And so,
what you talking about?
First, he says, "Well, I've never heard anybody encouraging BLM."
Oh,
and I'm like, "Really?" So I happen to tag him in a post. So he makes a video about it, and when he does, he says, "Well, we hold our politicians accountable," and within that video. He says we hold our politicians accountable, but within the video that he stitched is Joe Biden calling for violence.
Yeah.
I said, so you don't hold your politicians accountable because Joe Biden's in this video calling for violence on our president.
You know what really, and you know how disingenuous that statement is? If we were truly holding our politicians accountable on the federal level, there would have been so many people up on the expulsion clause, our heads would spin.
Yeah.
Hey,
if we were truly keeping people accountable, that would be it.
That's both sides of the aisle. That's not.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But we ain't holding. But see, part of that problem too, and I don't want to kind of derail the conversation from where we were, but the disease in this situation is the fact that the 17th Amendment separated the federal government from the states. Right? When the 17th Amendment usurped all the power from the states and the federal government became centralized at that point. They're untouchable by anybody, the states or the people. The lack of accountability in the bicameral system dissolved. That's where we're at.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Did you see the other breaking news that was coming out today? Trump's going to declassify Obamagate.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that come across the wire while I was on my other show. Yeah, I seen it. I'm just like, it reminds me of that song on TikTok. Oh no, oh no. I'm just like, here we go, people. But it's gonna be all fake though, because Trump released it. It's gonna be fake.
Oh yeah.
it's going to be something he wrote up. He just scribbled that on paper.
So, what do you think on the? What do you think will be released? I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be heavily redacted, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? What do you think we're going to find out?
I don't know, to be honest.
No guesses, no predictions.
What we already know by common sense won't be in there. That's how you gotta look at D classes, right? 9 times out of 10, you know what's already out there because common sense says, well, that doesn't make sense. If that wait a minute, and they'll redact that out, make you think, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, right?
Right.
So all that you know, and just add in what they have unredacted, and it all makes sense. But you can't prove it because it's redacted. Now you're a conspiracy theorist. See how that works?
Every time.
I'm just saying.
Do you expect any more bombshells to drop? Prediction. Not conspiracy theory, but prediction.
Who knows? And I'm just saying this from, being working for the federal government for basically 24 years. Mm-hmm. Nothing surprises me. Nothing would ever surprise me up until the day he leaves office. So I'm just like, we'll see what happens. Right. I wake up next day. Oh, Donald Trump just declassed every single document in the CIA. Oh, that doesn't shock me at all.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah.
Who the hell knows what's really going to happen?
Exactly.
I got to be honest. I was kind of hoping he'd go out, with a huge bang of just freaking declassify JFK, declassify aliens, declassify. just get it all over with. Throw it all on the table. Expose them all.
Right.
I think that's what we all been waiting on, but will that ever happen?
No, because it's a 2-tier justice system, fellas. I mean, it's rules for you, not for thee, right?
Oh, of course.
These people won't be strung up a rope or anything for anything they've done. If they did, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And that's why I always laugh at the left too, because they always say the left voters claim to hate the elite, right? Right or wrong?
Hey, I wish there was a middle finger underneath that cup.
I'm just saying, this is about that life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But who are the elite in bed with?
You ain't lying.
Everything unprincipled. You know what I mean? Everything unprincipled. Everything that is just the antithesis of freedom and liberty. That's where they're in bed at. I mean, we're looking at it right now. Big tech censorship.
You know that guy on TikTok, My Dude?
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he is, Tony?
No, I don't know who he is.
So,
is he your dude or what?
No, he's a flaming liberal.
Well, I figured he'd be your dude. Hey, man, these damn trolls are your people now, bro.
Huh?
These trolls are your people.
Yeah, you got the trolls and the insurrectionists.
No, I'm done now because, one, I'm on a 7-day posting ban on my main account, but 2, for the last week and a half, I can't even get 1,000 views on a video.
Hey, how are you not banned? How are you not permanently banned?
Well, hang on, let me check. I might be now. No, I'm still there.
Hey, I just came back almost 2 weeks banned. I didn't think my account was coming back.
Wow. I haven't been banned yet.
They banned both of my accounts.
Wow.
So
yeah. Well, the What do you think? You think they're going to take our kids to re-education camps like they're claiming?
Nope.
I think that'll be a bloodbath if they try.
Even if they tried it, I think, one, it would have to be martial law. Two, they literally would have to throw the Constitution completely out the window.
Absolutely.
Like, completely. And any sniff for wind or break wind or any of that, a Ninth Amendment suit would be filed immediately. Just saying. They can try that re-education camp. I got re-education for them in the form of freedom seeds.
That's what I'm saying.
And they don't miss.
Right.
They don't miss. Just saying.
That's right. And I got plenty of them. So what do you think, Tony? Go ahead.
Are you not drinking no whiskey tonight?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. No, I forgot my glass tonight.
Oh, why? Because you got to wake up early in the morning, get on the airplane.
Yeah. Are you going to DC, Bill, Man of Justice?
Going where?
Are you going to DC?
Nope. My permit got revoked by the United States Park Service Police.
Oh shit!
Because my protest was in the National Mall, and with everything going on, yeah. And then even my friends that I talked to that work for certain government agencies, still they're like, yeah, don't even come up in this bitch. Don't even no. Just no. Just no. Because
and I guess that's where the problem that I have is that, I mean, we saw what inauguration for Trump was. The destruction left behind by the protesters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we wanted to do damage, we would have done it.
We could have done a lot more damage.
You ain't lying.
We could have fucking taken over and been done with it.
Yeah.
You know.
We sure could have. But, they're scared because, see, and really, this whole thing, really, and I'm going to go there for a minute.
Okay.
This whole thing is a race issue. This is all this is. This is a race, and I hate defaulting to that, but the signs are right there. Like, it's literally in your face. It's a race issue.
Explain.
Well, think about this a minute, right? Everything freedom loving, liberty loving, Constitution hugging, flag waving, right? They identify with white nationalism. Think about that a second. Like, there can't be other ethnicities that are nationalist, but they strictly say white nationalists and then identify white nationalists with neo-Nazi. See?
And then they put folks like yourself in that same category.
They call me a white supremacist all day, and I'm just like,
hey, man of justice, did you know I was racist?
you're racist?
Yeah, I mean, every fucking day I'm called racist, so...
Oh my God, you're so racist.
Wasted is what they meant.
No, racist. W-A-Y-S-I-S. Racist. You gotta say it like they do.
Yes, and I'm going to be called racist for having you on our show tonight.
Ain't that... Well, where's my hood? Wait a minute. Hold on, I got my hood. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Do I fit in? I got on my U.S. Capitol hood.
Now I don't fit in.
I'm just trying to find out, like, how do I become, like, where do I sign up for the robes and the hood? Like, I can't find them. My application must have got rejected because I ain't even got a response from these cats.
I don't even have a white privilege card.
Well, they did take my black card.
Oh yeah, because you didn't vote for Joe Biden. At least you had a card to be taken, though.
I don't know if we even had it in the first place. They made me pretend I was part of the black community, but it really came out, yes, they are the supremacist.
But it's not racist when they say it.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
Why would it be?
No, but it is. I mean, this whole thing, this whole insurrection thing and all this bull jive, it's all about a race issue and getting back at a group of people that have an immutable characteristic that may have done some crazy things throughout history and no one here had anything to do with, period.
Okay, so now here's where a question has come to my mind since you're bringing up a race issue. So obviously we know that there's a big migration of minorities in general, not just blacks, but Hispanics, Latinos, whatever, Asians that are coming from the left to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Will there ever be enough minorities that come to the right to where it'll invalidate any race issue?
No.
So even if all of y'all came over.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, I can't. I know that's a racist term.
No, it ain't no racist term. This is a candid discussion. And I'm the king of uncomfortable conversations. I'm just saying.
If enough minorities come over, even 100%, it'd still be a race issue.
Yep, because now black people are now that go to the right or on the plantation, right? And again, it goes back to language and the language you're using, right? So I know a lot of folks on our side of the aisle have said, "Oh, the Democrat plantation." Now they can take that same rhetoric and use it against us, right? So as some of a lot of the language you use, we have to watch it because they will come back and spit it back on us, and they'd be like, "Oh, what the hell is this shit?"
Yeah.
So now again, they invoke the whole emotional response to race because, I mean, minorities in this country, and even now, even more white folks are becoming ultra sensitive to race, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's going to invoke that emotional trap. Oh, no, I need to run back left. Right? Kind of the same thing that happened with the Lily White movement, right? Where you had the Dixiecrats that infiltrated the Republican Party and then pushed all the black folks and the brown and tans out, pushed them out to the right because they were like, if you vote for Republicans, you will die. And that's where we hear that same thing, vote like your life depends on it, vote or die. It's the same emotional context, right? And that's why people stay encamped in the Democrat Party because they've been passed down through generations to have that mentality. It's like, well, you can't vote for Republicans because you're racist and they want to hang you. Meanwhile, it was the Democrats that were arming and emboldening the Ku Klux Klan to go hang black people if they voted Republican. People don't talk about that.
No, and they won't either.
No. So
they have it, programmed in their mind. How am I trying to say that? Trying to say this. I guess. Well, my parents are Democrats, so I got to be Democrat. I got to be a liberal. My parents are liberal. I can't think. So, it's a bunch of bullshit. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. So, will there ever be any peace with this? Because I did a duet on a video of a guy that he made some really good points that I didn't think about at first. When you boil down BLM, the movement, not the organization, but the movement, and you boil down what conservatives fight for, we're essentially fighting for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all fighting for freedom.
And we all have a common enemy, right?
And the economy, yes. And I think the only thing is if we could get BLM, the movement, to join the conservative movement, I guess, if you want to say it's that, and join forces and take our grievances to the government where it belongs instead of on the streets, destroying businesses that don't need to be destroyed, and we focus our energy there, I think we could change the country dynamically.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I
think so.
And it's just a matter of trying to get both sides, because it's not just a one-sided issue.
No, not at all.
If we can get both sides to just agree to join forces, I bet we can do some.
But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem you're going to see with BLM, right?
The movement, or
the movement itself is a progressive movement. Here is where the stark differences are, because a lot of progressives do not believe in individual freedom. They don't believe in individual liberty. They will tell you that. I've had many the progressive ideology itself, right, wants to move us well past the Enlightenment, right? They want to move us into this post-Enlightenment, right? This post-modernization era, right? Yep. Where everybody is a subject, not a person, and we see it happening, right? You're not you're not a person anymore. You're a subject to something, whether it be your cultural sphere, or let's just take it broadly, right? You're a property of the state, right? You're property of the state. Now, if we remember Marxist ideology, it tells us that people are no longer individuals; they are subjects of the state. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So, as far as getting to the unity portion, or trying to unite with them, their ideology would have to change 360 degrees for that to even happen. Because they're the people that want to get rid of the Constitution, right? But then again, they're the same people that try to get you to try to declassify yourself out of your ethnicity at the same time, right? It's an attack on everything us on the right like clings on to as being right? And I always talk about the three pillars of conservatism, right? You have the individual, the family, and the community, right? They've already broken the community. They're in the process of breaking the family. What else do they have left to break before they have control of everything?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know who Scott Presler is?
Yep, I know Scott personally.
There you go, bro.
Who is Scott Presler?
Scott Presler, he's an activist. He just came onto the scene. Like, he just really busted out of nowhere. He got big notoriety for helping clean up Baltimore this year, and he's been traveling to city, helping clean up cities. And then he's kind of like doing what I'm gonna start doing, but I'm doing it on a different level. He goes around and register people to vote and educate people on voting and things like that. He's a real good dude.
Doing good things, then, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to start taking some questions from our followers/subscribers?
There hasn't been any. Other than who is Scott? Do you know who Scott Presler is?
I'm sure now that you said something, they will. They will now.
There you go.
You gotta give them something to do.
He's a young gay light man who went to the dangerous cities to clean up. Yep. So where is Scott Presler from?
God, not right offhand. I can't think of where he's from right offhand.
So he's done more for Baltimore than John Lewis ever did.
Or not John Lewis, but what's his name?
Or Cummings.
Cummings, yeah. He's a young, gay, light melanin man. Light melanin. I love it. I love it, Brooke. Light melanin. Oh, my word. We have arrived. Oh, man.
I was really hoping that Kimberly Klacik was going to win in Baltimore.
She wasn't going to win. And that's honest. Because, that district is a D33. Like, she would have to literally overcome the suburbs.
Now, here's one for you that, man, and Justin, I'll let you answer this one first. How do you feel about starting the impeachment hearings on Biden on January 21st?
You know what? You know what? I'm trying to say this with a straight face, but be really serious at the same time.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, so now for my answer. You know what? And this is me just being straight up. You know what? You get what you get.
Absolutely.
These cats sat here for even before Donald Trump put his hand up to say he would uphold the Constitution. Impeach 45. Guess what? Guess what? I told these same people when that happens, so let me tell you, it's going to come back to haunt you. All this bullshit that y'all are doing is going to come back to haunt you. Because you got to remember, conservatives, they keep receipts. And they keep it hell of a, I'm talking like we got like Rolodexes full of receipts. You just need to call out. We just flip the Rolodex and find the right letter and pull out the receipt on you and then plaster it on you, right? And I'll say, if Biden gets in, the heat is coming, and y'all gonna be screaming, "Oh my God!" See, that's why I kind of think too, that whole the insurrection thing was to shut up folks on the right to keep them from speaking out. That's why they've started censoring social media, because they know their receipts are coming. So yeah, Biden getting impeached on the 21st, let it rip. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna be like,
hey, we need to get you that new cup, man. I'm gonna get you that cup. That cup as soon as we get off here.
I'm just saying, like that. That's
here's what I find.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go. The one thing I find interesting about it is it comes from a female that has bigger balls than most of the Republican men.
You're not lying.
I mean, holy crap!
She's a Spitfire.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and I'm grateful for her that she's willing to just. I mean, that could be political suicide in some cases, depending on where you're at. Obviously, for her, it's not. So Jason asks, what's the probability of martial law being used?
0. In my opinion, 0. He has no basis for it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he has no basis for
and that
it.
includes the Insurrection Act. Please tell me that's
yes.
Okay, because all the conspiracy theorists out there are making us conservatives look crazy.
Yeah, he has to have legal grounds to do that. You know what I mean? And it's like, if anything, if you know what Donald Trump should have done, and I don't know if he was actually thinking about it this way, these insurrectionists took over the Capitol. Insurrection Act, done. Shut it down.
Well, that's what they thought was happening when he gave the orders of the verbiage of the Insurrection Act. The insurrectionists to leave in peace and whatnot. We obeyed. So therefore he couldn't. I mean,
but he should have done it. He shouldn't even said leave. He should have been like, done, game over. We're done here. Let's go. We're done here. Shut the house down. But he didn't.
So you would have been all for it then, huh?
You know what? It would have been what it was.
Yeah.
Because they called it that. What's that, Little Pony?
Okay, so Conservative Brit has a question. She said, do you think more could be declassified than just Obamagate?
Well, I mean, the president has full power to declassify the whole government if he wanted to. Again, like, who knows? Who knows what they'll throw out there?
Do you think that's why they're wanting to rush him out of office so fast? Do you think it's because of declassification?
Yep.
Okay. That's kind of the theory that I was having, but you get shut down by all the conservative conspiracy theorists with Q and all that stuff that, no, he's got a bigger plan, Insurrection Act, military's going to take over, military's going to do this. And that's why they're in a hurry to get him out. And I think the other motive, too, is so that he can't run for office again.
I think that's the main
he
reason.
can't run, right?
Mm-hmm. But why the thing is, and my question is that, well, I guess the left likes to look at old age is you know what I mean, is wisdom, right? I mean, Trump will be 78 in 4 years.
Right.
Would we really? I mean, and let's be honest. Let's be intellectually honest here, and that's even for the listeners, right, and the people that are watching. Would we want a 78-year-old man as a president for 4 more years? He'd be 82 by the time he got out. Would we really want that? Is that really the true reflection of America that we're looking for? I mean, we have to be honest.
Sure, and if it was any other man other than Donald Trump, I'd probably say yes. And the only reason why is because that guy's mentality and that guy's work ethic, I think, has groomed him for the best president.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
But you know what? Out of us three, we could be Donald Trump.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that.
I mean, because we have to think about this. I mean, as much as we go at people on the other side on social media, right? See, here's the thing, and I think this is what Donald Trump has brought out in Americans, right? You don't want to be Donald Trump. You want to be Trump-ish, right? You want to be Trumpish. You want to be like, you know what? Fuck your couch. That's it. Game over. Fuck your couch. A lot of us has gotten that way.
Yeah.
Right? If we weren't already like that before, we're like that now. So, again, why would we want to put a 78-year-old man in office for 4 years when we can be the exact same way?
Sure. He's
So
just
why not? How old is Biden?
78.
Oh, 78?
Yep.
Is he 78?
Yeah, he just turned 78 in November,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. 78 or 77, one of those.
So here we have questions.
I don't even think he knows if we asked him.
Yeah, he probably.
I was hanging out with the cockroaches in Corn Pop's basement with my blonde hairs.
I don't know what it is about that, but that damn word corn pop, dude. I love that word. I laugh every time I hear corn pop.
And you go to the store when you look at the box of cereal, Corn Pop. Joe Biden. That's your boy. That's your boy.
So Amanda wants to know, who would you choose to run the next election?
Who do I choose? I won't answer that. Yeah, I'll let y'all answer that. Then I'll give you my take. I've talked enough.
I'd rather not talk about it. I'd rather focus on 2022.
Yeah.
But we got to groom them now. We have to groom them now. They have to come out of the gate right now. Because this is not a 2-year campaign, or this campaign, this 2022-2024 election cycle has a lot of ramifications. We got whoever's running got to come out the gate like now, no later than the summer of this year. They got to come out the gate running.
We know they're not going to announce until after the midterm, no matter what.
Usually,
yeah, that's where I think maybe not for a candidate, but for us as citizens, I think if we look beyond 2022, I think we have a missed opportunity of capturing the House and taking the Senate back.
yes.
And then if we capture, and my thinking is, and the reason why I don't even want to discuss 2024 is because if we take back the House and the Senate, he's a lame duck president for 2 years where we can put 100% of focus on there. I mean, that's exactly what the Democrats did. They focused on the midterm, and then they put all their effort into the presidency and cheating. But
see, we have a different dynamic circumstances now, though, right? Because we have a completely emboldened and lit up left. I'm talking they're on fire.
Yeah, and
right now.
They
And
were us in 2016.
they were kind of us in 2016, right?
We were on fire in 2016.
Somewhat, but not like they are. Not like the left is right now.
Oh, come on!
Not like the left is right now. Like, we have to overcome that hurdle because remember, we lost a lot of voters out of the Republican Party. We look at the Lincoln Project, what they did, the Republicans for Biden, what they did, and how many Republican voters they literally yanked from Trump. The other factor we got to worry about too is a lot. If you really notice, I notice social media a lot in the trends. A lot of people were on Twitter, for example, because of Trump. After Trump is gone, they're gone. This is where we have to start making that ground up. That's why I say we have to do it now.
Well, for us, I think one thing we got to do is we got to come together as a conservative people, right?
Yeah.
We are shattered right now. I mean, we didn't take this loss good at all. And
no.
I mean, you're talking about everybody's wanting to start a new party. I've heard from that there's some high-ranking Republicans that want to purge the Trump voters from the Republican Party because Mitch McConnell's mad because he lost power.
But you know what that's about, though, right? That's about the neocons taking back the GOP.
Trying,
right?
Right.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they're trying to do, huh?
If you purge the Trump voters from the GOP is dead.
Yeah.
Yes and no, and I say that because the true Republican base are neocons, right? Yeah. You look at the Liz Cheneys, right? You look at the Mitch McConnells. Even Dan Crenshaw is part of that neocon establishment. As much as people like him, he is part of that neocon establishment, right? And all that money that is pumped into the Republican Party is pumped in there by other neocons. That's why Rick Wilson and what's his name, George Conway. That's why they railed against Trump so much. Because they want control of the Republican Party back. Because populism took over the Republican Party and washed out neoconservatism.
I agree.
So here we are.
What's that?
I agree with him 100% on that.
The only pushback that I'll have, though, is let's say if the numbers are correct, that Trump got, 73 million votes?
Mm-hmm.
So he's the most popular Republican president in American history.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's because of Trump. Where if you purge Trump voters from the Republican Party, you're not going to have.
But you have to think about this too. On average, there is right around 63 to 64 million votes Republican anyway before Trump. Trump increased that by 10 to 15 million. Right. You have to think about this a second, right?
You have a whole bunch of old school Republicans that got sold on the new Trump way as well.
Yeah, that is true. And see, again, that's where we have to start working now instead of waiting until 2022 to start working, because this is going to affect 2022, right? That's why we have to hit the ground running, like, right now. Because if we don't, on all of it, we're going to slide. We're going to completely slide.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick. So if Trump didn't lose, do you think the Republicans would have stuck with him?
No. Nope.
Not the main Republicans, I should say.
No. Nope. A lot of them would have defected.
Which, I mean, we see that now.
Yeah.
I mean, just simple now. Yeah. I mean, and the main reason that they wouldn't have stuck with him is because we lost the Senate and captured the House. So he would have been a lame duck president for at least 2 years, no matter what.
Right. This is true.
And most Republicans, like your Lindsey Graham's, and this is what I've been saying to a lot of people that they don't understand, is that we get played every election cycle on both sides of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
So up until, I mean, you saw it, if people didn't see it and wake up to it now, Lindsey Graham, the senator from Georgia that lost her runoff.
Loeffler. Neocons. They're all neocons.
Well, but up until election, they were sucking on Daddy Trump to get elected.
Yep.
And as soon as Lindsey Graham got elected, what did he do? He
flip his script. Yep.
Because you know why? Because he's got 4 years to make up for this mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And within those 4 years, we're going to forget, as a voter, what he did, and we don't hold him accountable.
Yeah.
And they all know this. I mean, I've been watching this shit in Texas for a long time that Rick Perry used to do. One time, Rick Perry implemented a mandatory HPV vaccine. early on after his reelection because he got paid to do it. He scrambled. Well, he had 2 or 3 years to make up for it. And within 2 years of reelection, he starts talking about, Texas seceded, which is at the heart of Texas. That fires up the Texas base.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gun rights. We're going to start doing this for gun rights. And he starts firing it up. Guess what? He got reelected.
Yep. Then he goes back to his sneaky ways.
Abbott is pulling the same thing. Abbott screwed everybody with the lockdown.
Yep. Oh.
And now he's starting in on the seceding talk, even though he's going to have a tough primary. One, because Alan West, I think, is going to make sure he has one.
Mm-hmm.
Being our chair. And then you've got Chad Prather. You got some famous people that are running after it. Matthew McConaughey. But I think Matthew McConaughey is going to be on the Democrat ticket, so we won't have to worry about it too much.
You know he's starting to shut bars and restaurants back down as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is cities, though. He's actually fighting, and I'll give him a little bit of credit here. He's fighting it, so Austin's trying to shut down, and he's actually suing the city of Austin to block it.
Oh, okay. We're shut down here in Livingston, in my small town.
Well, that's your city and your county judge, though. That's the problem. Abbott's not doing it. That's your county judge doing that.
Well,
yeah.
Either way, it don't matter. So again, let's go back to the original question. Who are we talking about in 2024? You said you weren't talking about nobody in Texas. So I got to hear Pony's opinion on this one.
What, on 2024?
2024. Who's the running people?
Here's some answers.
Man, I don't know. I mean, they want fucking 80-year-old men in the house, so I don't know.
Right?
I'm right, though.
I'd have to say, I'd have to agree with Brooke on either Matt Gaetz or Ted Cruz for sure. Noam, I know some things about Noam that I don't know if I can get on board with her.
I would say Ted Cruz, but he still is not at that age limit for them.
Yeah, he is.
How does Ted Cruz?
I hear you. Okay.
50.
He's not 70 plus years old, is he? Nah.
You right.
Now you don't think Don Jr. can get in, do you?
Don Jr. He could.
Hell no.
But you know what though? My pick, and this is gonna really buck the grain. Tim Scott, DeSantis.
I was on board with Tim Scott, but I saw he defected away from Trump pretty quick too.
He kind of did and kind of didn't. He played the plausible deniability game.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
I like it for many reasons. I like it for many reasons because you have to remember his constituents, right? He's in a state that votes Republican, or that they have Democrats that vote Republican, right? I mean, South Carolina, their demographics. I mean, you have to think you're talking 55% African American, 50%, and 45% white in South Carolina, and you have Democrat voters that vote Republican. So playing the plausible deniability game, I'm not going to throw shade at Trump, but Trump's got the shade tree in his front yard. If he walks outside, he just walks underneath it, and it keeps his base, because remember he's got to appeal to his constituents, right?
Yeah.
So he played that right. And the fact that the Republican Party is being gutted right now, what more time to show our diversity by putting up a Tim Scott and a young Ron DeSantis?
Oh yeah, and I don't have anything wrong against that by any means. I think we've shown. I mean, if you look at the last 2020 and 2016 primaries, who was more diverse? We were.
Yeah.
I mean, we had more Latinos, African Americans,
right?
All of it. We had it all. I mean, they were all a bunch of old white people.
Right, but the problem we have in the GOP, and this has been a problem for a while, is having getting minority Republicans, one, on the ballot, and number two, getting them in office. It's been a problem for the GOP for the last 30 years, 40 years. And that's evident, right? Because a lot of the areas, especially like we talk about Chicago, right? We talk about Baltimore, right? And people always say, well, why do minorities keep voting Democrat? Well, we don't give them another candidate to vote for. Or the county party or the state parties do not back them. So they automatically, they're going in there like, oh my God, I can't, you know what I mean? They can't win because they don't have the backing of the county party or the state party. Or give them a choice to vote Republican.
Yeah.
That's been a huge issue for a long time, and I've talked about it till I'm blue in the face and I'm dark as hell, like 2 minutes before midnight type dark. You can't see the blue. But it's a problem the GOP has, and they have to change that and help these candidates, these black Republicans or Hispanic Republicans running in these minority neighborhoods that is heavy Democrat, to at least give them a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think Ted Cruz is too far right from Amanda?
Ted Cruz is too far right? They haven't heard me talk long enough. You want to talk about far enough right?
Hey, to be honest,
I think
next
Ted
question.
Cruz,
It depends on what day it is. It depends on what day it is.
Which day of the week?
I think on the Ted Cruz being too far right, I think he's so much of a constitutionalist because of how much of a constitutional scholar he is. He seems far right. I don't think he's far right.
No, he's not.
That's exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he is by the letter of the Constitution, this man.
Yeah. And that's why we need him to stay in the Senate, to be honest.
Well, I don't think he'll run again. I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll run for president.
Oh, he'll run again.
The problem is he's coming up on a thing here in Texas. So when he first ran, he ran on term limits.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave his word that he would stick to a term limit.
I think over the past few years, I think his balls are getting bigger. Every year, his balls get a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because when he first got elected, I mean, his balls have always been big. Let's call it what it is. Because when he first got elected, John McCain and Lindsey Graham told him to shut up, sit down, and learn.
That's exactly right.
And his response was, I didn't get elected to sit down, shut up, and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bucked them every single time.
Yep.
So, man, it says, I mean, when it comes to left and swing voters,
Okay, what?
on Cruz being too far right.
I mean, more.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying, yeah. But again, you know, that goes back to, Amanda, that goes back to educating the electorate. Right, that's a huge. That's the biggest thing we have to do is make sure we educate the electorate, because if people think a constitutionalist is really far right, then they have a lack of understanding of what the Constitution is.
Right.
A complete failure in to understand what that is and understand that is the supreme law of the land.
Yeah,
And I do agree with the Red Queen here. People need to start voting young instead of these old fucks.
And you know what? Go ahead, Paulie. Go ahead. I was going to cut you off.
But they need to know what they're voting for. That's the biggest issue. They don't know what they're voting for.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I 100% agree.
Yeah, and we need to. And you know what? We need to recruit more young folks. Like what we started here in the Utah GOP. We started a 30 by 30, right? So what we're doing, we're recruiting folks under 30 to run for local races. We want to get 30 people under the age of 30 to run local and state races. Right now, we actually got in the youngest House rep ever in the state. She's 24 years old. Youngest House rep in the state of Utah history, right? Because of that initiative. Right, and I think if every state did that and found these young conservatives that have the fire, you know, to get into office, it would be fire, right? And the other part about it too is that if we want our government to reflect us, we can't elect these 70-year-old people. And I'm not knocking Donald Trump, right? But They are not the reflection of America. They're the reflection of the old America. They're a reflection of the Vietnam era America. We don't live that now. America is us and a little bit younger than us, right? We should be the faces of America, pushing us forward. So,
and that's what I was telling my mom tonight. My mom called and we got on the topic and I told her the reason why we're in this situation that we're in is because their age group, they were too comfortable in life. You know what I mean? All the bullshit, they can sit here and bullshit all they want and get pissed off with what they seen on TV all day long. But nobody takes action. Everybody votes and everybody talks, but no action. And that's where it comes down. It's either us or nothing. We have to take action now or we're going to be the same. Everybody can look at the TV and call him a dipshit or a dumbass all day long. But if you're not going to do nothing about it, guess what? Our kids are going to be in the same situation 20 years down the road.
Yep.
Yeah, and I agree with Amanda here where the real power is in Congress, not in the presidency. No disagreement.
Damn, I hope I can get hyped up like that on Sunday.
Well, I agree. I agree to disagree, but not really, Amanda. I'm just pulling strings. But really, I mean, if you want to be really, really technical about that, Amanda's statement is actually half correct because all the power is in the states. All the power is in the states. Period. I mean, we are 50 individual sovereign states. We create the federal government, and here's what's very unique about our constitutional republic, and it's kind of hidden and baked into the Constitution if you really read it, right? You know the federal government can't run without a quorum in the Senate. Mm-hmm. What if states decided, well, guess what? I don't want our senators showing up. And literally the governor can write an executive order for both of their senators not to show up. What happens, right? What will happen if 20 states did that?
So we could do that on January 19th when the Senate goes to hear the impeachment trial.
If the governors want to, they can sign an executive order for their senators to be pulled back. They're like, nope, y'all not showing up. Sorry.
Because you need 100% to vote for the conviction, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need all 100 senators. But even with that, even just passing law, right? Because a quorum has to be 60%.
Yeah.
Right.
According to the quorum clause in the Constitution, right? 20 states, pull 2 senators. There's no functioning government. Zero. You ain't passing no laws.
So what do you think of Brooks' statement here?
Which one?
Maybe these candidates should recruit people like us speaking to their communities.
They should, but see, part of that also is getting involved with the candidates' campaigns also, right? You have to be willing, because a lot of times they don't go out and recruit people to join their campaigns to be spokespersons for them. You have to be part of their campaign already to be able to do that. So, good premise, but we have to, we also have to do our civic duty to engage with these campaigns to do these things. So, right. But then again, and I'm a shameless plug here, people. I've actually started a conservative activist organization called Thunderstrike, and basically what we're going to be doing is going to cities or in different states, etc., and we're going to start helping groom citizen candidates, right? People that are on the ground that want to be involved, want to become mayor or be part of city council. I will be traveling. I got a team of 3 or 4 people that are like debate specialists, legal analysts that'll be traveling with me, and we'll be doing seminars, and we'll be trying to bring people up and get them, pull them up and get them ready to run for office, to become mayors and all that good stuff. And we're going to be doing that from here until 2024 is what we're going to be doing. So,
hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
So you're focusing on state and local elections.
Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about the federal election too much because we have to remember our liberties and freedoms will be taken from us first on the local level. Always, 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 always.
If we didn't see that during the coronavirus, then
Yeah. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
I know, Dust. I know, man of justice. You were preaching this. I was preaching this. That when it comes to all this blame being on Donald Trump for the coronavirus, he had no power to do anything. The little power that he did do, he did halt the flights from China, which obviously we know what happened when that happened. The xenophobe, racist, all this other stuff. But and that's where even people that didn't pay attention clearly, because they all thought that Joe Biden was going to issue this mask mandate. Now he's changed his tune, of course, to have a mask request his first 100 days because he just simply doesn't have the authority to do it.
No. Hey, this virus is about to be gone. Just y'all hold on, guys.
Well, we're already seeing it. New York is already calling to open up.
We will never hear about the virus again in a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and the sad part is how many people in New York and Illinois and California have, been devastated because they couldn't make a living.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, in a few weeks, you know what we're going to be hearing? Biden took the virus away.
And he cured cancer.
Yes. Hey, I hope he does.
He's going to declassify the cure
We've
for
been waiting
cancer.
on that for years.
Okay, he's going to declassify the cure for cancer.
My corona.
The shit that comes out of that guy's mouth, we're going to cure cancer. No, there's a cure out there, but the problem is they would lose too much money. And that's what it comes into. I mean, that's the truth. Money. Mm-hmm. There's cures.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
we're going to be losing money, so why cure people? We need to let some population go anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start.
Susan G. Komen. One of the biggest.
Man, we can go all day about this.
I mean, then we wouldn't have a peak out. Just saying. I mean,
that's all I can say about that. I can't.
Right?
I mean, another thing is, I think if Biden takes office, I don't think we're going to have any more school shootings. And if we do, I'll be shocked.
No, I think we will. I think we will. I mean, we had him under Obama.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, don't even get me started on that Sandy Hook. Don't even get me started on Sandy Hook. I'll go all day about that school shooting. Come on, man. 20 years old, and he's got one fucking picture. That's it. One picture of this guy. He don't even look real. He looks like a fucking Lego fucking guy. Look like they made to do that of Lego. Come on.
Ninjago.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Look,
oh, snap.
I mean, I'm going to be honest to the fucking T. That motherfucker.
We got Pony going.
Never happened.
It only took an hour and 20 minutes, but we got Pony going.
It only took me Hey,
I'm sorry.
And you got to land on my topics.
I'm sorry for invoking the Sandy Hook PTSD. My bad. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to disrespect you on your show, bro.
I'm glad you did. Hey, can you show up to South Carolina on Sunday, because I need you, bro.
This Sunday? Yeah. This Sunday? Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna be up there.
Oh, that's right. Y'all gonna be at what? Columbia?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Florence, and we're landing in Florence tomorrow, and then
we can make you a speaker
over to Columbia on Sunday.
And y'all driving over from Florence to Columbia. That's not too far of a drive. That's not too bad.
An hour.
Yeah. I wonder. I have to look at plane tickets and see if I could actually do it. Because I actually have to get my tickets for DC freaking yanked, because obviously, for obvious reasons.
Hey, I'll be on stage like freezing Man of Justice gonna go, Sandy Hook, and then
you're like, oh hell no! You're like, whoop that trick. Oh man, that's too funny.
All right, well, what do you say we call it? Call it a day? An evening?
It's up to you.
I got an early flight in the morning, so.
I know you do. What time you got it? Are you going to Shreveport?
Yeah, I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
Ooh, wee. I'll still be up. Y'all, you know me.
All right, I'll text you.
I'll still be up. I probably won't go to sleep until about, I don't know, what time is it? 8:30 my time? Well, I won't be in bed until about 5 o'clock.
Dude.
What, are you trying to work like
Hey,
that?
you a night shift or what?
I'm all day shift, dude. You know what I mean? I'm all day shift.
He started yawning from the beginning. I mean, in the beginning of this podcast, and then like he's woken up.
Mm-hmm. I have those spurts. That happens. I have those spurts.
Yeah. All right,
man. I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man. It was very nice to have you. And
oh, no doubt.
Man, you're intelligent, brother.
No, I'm not. I just read books.
Yeah, I don't read books, man.
I read
listen
books.
to people like you, brother.
No, don't do that. I just make you want to do your own research. I don't ever give the whole thing out. What's he talking about? That's what I do. When it comes
to research, it's hard to find the truth and what I mean, basically facts or false shit, you know?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And that's what I struggle with every day. So, and Texan, I mean, all he does is fucking talk. You know, he don't shoot no knowledge to me. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You got to get him to. You got to get him put some.
I taught him what annually meant.
No.
Taught him what? Wait a minute. Taught him what?
I taught him what annually meant. So I shared my knowledge with him.
He's a damn liar. I was half drunk when he asked me a damn question. Come on, man. I'm done. I'm out. Let's get it.
I said, here, it makes us get this thing out annually. And he says, how many months is that?
Dude, I was fucking drunk. That's why I was asking you. I was drunk, man.
Come on, man.
You told me, hey, don't put no Coke in your damn whiskey, and I did it. And that's what you got.
All right, well, we will wrap this one up. Man of Justice, how can people find you?
You can find me any and everywhere. Man of Justice 007, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, all that. Also, you can also find my opinion work at publisjournal.com, and you can check out both of my nonprofits, bpmg.us, which is Black Patriot Media Group, and thunderstrike.org. You can find me over there. And you can find me on my Patreon. If you go to patreon.bpmg.us, you can find me over there too. I have an exclusive podcast over there called Constitutionalist Quill, where I break down all the clauses in the Constitution in its historical context, including the Anti-Federalist on this, and because people forget about the Anti-Federalist and how smart they were too. They were a big fundamental part of our republic. So I break all that stuff down over there on the Patreon. So.
Well, and you have a public podcast too, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I have my public podcast. Yes, called Conservative Enclave, available on all of your platforms, and starting tomorrow will be available on Pandora. Also, that'll complete the whole thing.
Are you on any white supremacist group pages or anything like that?
Last time I checked, maybe I might be on Stormwatch or something. You know what I mean? I might be on Stormwatch. They're gonna say, look at this guy. Look at this token Negro here, man. He's trying to fit in, man. You know?
Oh my god, dude! It was an honor. It was an honor to have you, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the invite, fellas. I definitely appreciate the invite. We'll have to bring you over to the Conservative Enclave one of these nights on Fired Up Friday.
Hell yeah.
And get people calling in, giving y'all BS.
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good evening, and hopefully you can make it out to South Carolina.
Hell yeah.
We'll see. I'll check the plane flight as soon as we're off here. I'll check them out, see what we're looking like.
All right. Well, y'all have a good evening, and we'll look forward to you next week on our next podcast.
Let's get it, baby.
There you go.